Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you so much for joining me today for another Nimble training webinar. Today we will go through the entire application. If you have any questions or feedback during today's session, please type them into the questions box and we will cover them at the end. Before we get started, let's spend a few minutes discussing what Nimble is. Essentially, Nimble is an easy-to-use CRM that works for you in Office 365, G Suite, and everywhere else you work, which includes on all of your favorite social platforms, on any website, and within your third-party apps. It automatically combines your contacts, communication histories, email inboxes, and calendar appointments. It also integrates with social media and with almost 200 different SaaS applications. So let me get to the app itself, the moment we've all been waiting for. So here we are on the Nimble Today page. This page was designed to allow you to completely customize it to your specific needs and the role you play in your company. Before the Today page starts populating with data, we have to make sure that we have connected everything we needed to Nimble. Obviously, I've already connected a lot to my Nimble account, so this is why you would see the data here. So you get there by going to this icon right here in the top left or right hand side of your screen, and you can go directly to networks and imports instead of going to settings, which is pretty helpful. So first, let's make sure that your email account is connected to Nimble. Nimble supports all email providers as long as they're IMAP. So if you're using Office 365, it's actually super easy to connect everything because we have a one-click feature to connect all of your emails, contacts, and calendars. So if you're interested in connecting both your email and calendars and also importing your contacts, you'd simply leave all of these options checked and click on Connect Office 365. So then you'll be asked to log into Office 365 and then pick the contacts you want to import from your Outlook. Please always remember to apply a tag to any contact imports to ensure that both you and your other users know who imported what contacts and from where. So if you're using Gmail, connecting is also very easy, unless it likes to be buggy. Okay. So the only difference is that you'll have to scroll a bit down to also be able to connect your Google Calendar. So we don't have that one-click feature. But let's go back. Okay. If you're using any other IMAP type emails, you would simply select the IMAP option after clicking on Connect Email Accounts, which you could find right here. And then you would just add the field that you needed to add. So that covers how to connect your email. So let's move on to how to connect your social networks. So Nimble currently only directly integrates with Twitter, which means that after you connect your Twitter account into Nimble, you'll be able to see the entire history of the conversation with your prospects and customers on Twitter directly inside your Nimble account together with your email conversations. So once you choose to select or import contacts, you can select whether you want to import all contacts, which we don't really recommend because I'm sure that a lot of people on your Twitter list don't really need to be in your CRM if they're just personal connections or whatnot. Your friends, so people that you are following who are also following you back, obviously who you're following, or just your followers. And then you'd add the tag right here. So, oh, no, I don't. Sorry. Facebook, together with Instagram and LinkedIn, made the business decision a few years ago to close their APIs. So we're currently not able to directly integrate with them, but we still do make it possible for you to use Nimble on all your favorite social networks via our browser extension, which is called Nimble Prospector. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later today. It's possible to import your LinkedIn connections into Nimble by downloading them from your LinkedIn account. And then using our CSV import to bring them into Nimble, again, always making sure that you and your teammates are applying tags to all contact imports. So if you want to make sure that your LinkedIn contacts are always up to date in your Nimble account, you can either run this export and import periodically, or you can use the Nimble Prospector browser extension that I was just talking about to bring them in as you add them to your LinkedIn network. So note that always automatically merge all duplicates on email address. So you don't have to worry about duplicates if the email address is the same. So that covers how to import your contacts from social networks. So And again, as I had mentioned, you can also import them via CSV file. So you would just go right here. You can either first make sure that all of your column names correspond with the, here, let me just show you. Okay. So you can either first make sure that all of your column names correspond with the names of the fields in Nimble, or you can manually map them upon import. If you're transitioning from a different CRM or importing contacts from LinkedIn, it's very likely that we already know what the original file looks like, and we will give you the option to select from our saved mappings to save you time on mapping the fields manually. So you could choose a mapping from here, and you can see all of the default data sources that we already know what they looked like, which is pretty handy if you are perhaps transitioning from a different CRM or want to bring in your contacts from LinkedIn, as I had mentioned before. That covers how to use the mappings. Another way to get your contacts into Nimble is by using our PySync integration. So let me go back and cancel that. So you see all of the apps that we integrate with via PySync by going and clicking on the Show More button right here. So PySync is a company that specializes in bidirectional data synchronization, and they offer a free 14-day trial to all of our users. During the trial, you can import as many contacts as you want into Nimble, and after the trial expires, if you sync less than 2,000 contacts per month per account, you can enjoy using this integration for free. If you need to sync more than that, there would be a charge associated with it. You can go onto PySync's pricing page and Eddie, if you don't mind dropping that link for them, you can get an estimate of what that would look like. And this charge would be on top of your Nimble subscription. So everything's connected, everything's great, everything's wonderful. So let's go back to the Today page. So now that your emails and stuff are connected and your contacts have been imported, the Today page will be populated with the valuable business information that people love about Nimble. So the Today page is completely customizable, and you and everybody else in your company can pick what widgets they want to see and how they want to see them. So these widgets can be moved around, and you can do that by either clicking on the Manage Widget button right here, and then you could just drag and drop them, or you can also remove the widgets. You can also rename them, and then we're going to close. Or you can use the 3 dots at the top of each widget. You have the ability to move them around so that the ones that are most important to you, if that would be your calendars and your tasks or your email tracking or your deals, are at the top. It kind of depends on your role and what you need to quickly see on a daily basis. But let's talk about each of these. So in the deals widget, you can check the status of deals and your overall pipeline while taking action directly from the dashboard. So you can click into a deal and access engagement history with the contacts that are associated with the deal. You can also get insights on the key contacts right here. You can also update deal statuses, existing deals, or create a new deal. So if I wanted to log a note, so meet with John later today, I could save that to the deal, and you can access the notes right here. And then I could also attach files and stuff from this view as well, and add an activity associated with it. So I could either add a task, event, a call, or a custom activity, which the admin can make in the settings. But I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole with deals right now because we're still on the Today page. So the stage funnel widget, which is right here, will allow you to track your sales funnel. So you can monitor your active prospects, leads, and opportunities at each stage and see a quick overview of your stages to know where you need to be or where you need to focus to meet your goals. The pipeline chart widget right here would show all of your deals organized by date. So the color coding on each bar would give you a visual of the amount for the deals you're managing by the stages they're in for that month. The tasks widget right here, this one, will help you follow through on all your to-dos. You can see all your open tasks, upcoming, overdue, completed, important, as well as all of your team's tasks. So you can just use this drop down to choose which view you want to see. Or you can create a task right here. In the signals widget right here, you can see how your prospects and customers are interacting with you on Twitter. I personally don't use Twitter, so I don't have any signals. The highlighted contacts widget right here. It's very touchy today. So this is the highlighted contact widget. Well, and it gives you the option to see important contacts based on the parameters you've set, such as title, location, company, or interest. So you can personalize suggestions for highlighted contacts by editing the search criteria within contact keywords in your Nimble settings. Nimble will search these keywords in the social and contact bio for your contacts to surface relevant people for you to connect with. So to do that, you would go back to the left-hand or right-hand corner, sorry, and you would go to settings. You would go to highlighted contacts, and you can update the contacts keywords from here. So this brings us to the contact tab. So the contacts page will probably be one of the ones you're going to be using the most. Nimble has a lot of features, obviously, but it's a contact database at its heart. So you can easily select if you want to see all contacts, just people, just companies, recently added contacts, recently viewed contacts, people you've set stay in touch reminders for, as well as your removed contacts. And the removed contacts, your account admin can set how many days they will allow the deleted contacts to stay in this folder. So that covers the different views of the contact list. So let's look at what an individual contact record looks like in Nimble. And here we are. You can see all of the basic information about a person at the top of the contact record right here. So that would be their name. If there's a picture available, you'll see the picture there, their title, and the company they work for, a short bio, and more. And you can also see their social media. It's very easy to log notes. So you would just click on the Add Notes button. Follow up with Michaela. I can add related contacts if I would like to. And then I would just add it. You can log any past activities. So that could be a task, event, a call, or again, that custom activity that we were talking about. You can also schedule a future activity, or you can send a message. And that could either be an email, a Twitter DM, or a Twitter mention. So if I wanted to click on send an email, I could also bring up the templates that I have in Nimble, which we'll definitely go over a little bit more later. So I could, yes. So once I selected the template, it pulled up this email for me. And because I used merge fields, it just pulls up her name automatically. And then I could choose whether I want to track it as well. Or you can add a deal from this, just this little corner right here. So on the right-hand side of the contact record under interactions, you'll see the entire history of the interactions you've had with this person, including all the notes, emails, Twitter messages, deals, and any activities. So you can also use the individual tabs. That the main interactions tab might be a little bit overwhelming as you interact with this contact more. So under the activities tab right here, you can use the drop-down menu to select the specific activity that you want to see for this person, which includes, again, tasks, calls, events, deals, and any custom activity that you might have created or your admin created. The messages tab will show you all the emails you and your team members have exchanged with your prospect and customers. Your Twitter interactions will also show up here if you have them. Notes are searchable. So if I had a bunch of search notes, I could just search for like a phrase in the note and it'll pull it up. So the deals tab right here will give you an overview of all the deals associated with this contact. So next to the Interactions tab, you can see the Data Fields tab, in which you can create up to 5 custom tabs, and under each of them, up to 200 individual custom fields. And we recently updated our custom fields, so now you have even more to choose from. All of these fields can then be segmented on, so it's ideal to use this for any specific information you'd like to keep about your prospects and customers. And you can configure the data fields by going to Settings, back over here, and then going to Data Fields. And then you can customize them from there. But back to the contact record. So you and your team members can also upload files to contact records from OneDrive or Google Drive or Dropbox. So let's go back to that main contacts listing, and we'll cover how to use the Nimble segmentation feature, which is really pivotal in doing saving you time on outreach and all that good stuff that people use Nimble for. So you can launch the segmentation by either clicking into this or this. So we have 2 ways to launch it. So let's just use this one. I don't know why I favor it, I just do. The search engine in Nimble allows you to search across many data fields to help you organize your contacts into lists. Once you've organized your contacts into lists, you can take bulk actions such as sending group messages and setting follow-up tasks. So let's just use a pretty basic one as an example. So last contacted by me in the last 30 days. You can do and or logic as well, but for this example, I'm going to use and. So then email is not empty. But if I've contacted them in the last 30 days, their email should not be empty anyways. Okay, so you can further refine the search by any original and or custom fields, obviously. So once you have your search, you can take several actions like marking the entire list as important or not important. You can also set a stay in touch reminder, and you can do that on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, or custom period, or no reminder at all. You can also apply a tag. You can also merge duplicates from here if you had any. You can export them if you're the admin or have permission to do so. And you can export either to a CSV, to MailChimp, or to a vCard. You can delete them, but you have to also be an admin or have permission to do so. Or you can send a group message, which is what we're going to do. Okay, so Nimble allows you to send targeted email messages to 100, 200, or 300 contacts per day. This is a great way to send targeted sales outreach or marketing messages to lists of your contacts. So the most common question about Nimble's group messaging we get is if it could replace using a marketing automation system. So we tell people no. Our group messaging feature was designed to be used in conjunction with the segmentation feature and to allow you to send targeted email outreaches to smaller groups instead of mass mailings. The biggest advantage of using Nimble's group messaging is that the messages are being sent over your own personal email address, so they'll appear as if they were sent from you and not an email marketing system. And you can choose which email address it's coming from. I will use that one. So when composing emails in the group messaging window, you have the option to use merge tags. And I'm sure that most of you are familiar with these. So you would just click add a merge tag, and you can either use first name, last name, which seems kind of interesting. I don't know who would ever say hi Ranger. But you could use first name and last name if you're really fancy, title or company name. So people typically use just the first name. It sounds a little bit more friendly. So Nimble automatically grabs the first names of everybody on the outreach list, helping you personalize your message a little bit. You can also attach files right here and use our formatting options to further customize your email. To set up your signature, you can go to Settings and Email Settings and either create a new one or copy and paste your existing signature. So once you create your email, you also have the option to save it as a template, save it as a new template, to save time on retyping the same message again in the future, as well as pick from any existing templates. So I can just use this one. Proceed. But because I already have a merge tag, it's asking if I want to replace the content, which I do, because that one also has a merge tag. So these templates are shareable, so you can easily share them with your team. And before you send your outreach, you can also send yourself a test message. Make sure that everything looks good, that there's no typos in the message, which just happens to the best of us. And you can add or make sure that all of your links work as well. Also, the recipient list, because I used the segment on email addresses not empty, I don't have any errors. But if there was anybody on your recipient list that didn't have an email address associated with it, then they would show up here, and then you can use the Nimble Prospector Prospector credits to find their email address, which is a very handy feature. So after you've sent your message, you can review the insights on the clicks and opens. So I'll use this as an example. In the report, you can see how many people are interacting with your message. You'll see how many people opened it, how many of them clicked on the links you included, and how many people haven't opened your message yet. So you can use these insights to follow up with people that have opened up the email more than once or twice and send them another, maybe templated message, now that we've talked about what the templates mean. So from this view, you can also select everyone that it went to. You can send another follow-up message, or you can tag them. Or if you have the tracking notifications enabled, you can mute the notifications that you receive from a given contact interacting with your email. So let's move on to the Activities tab. The new Activities listing feature, well, it's not new anymore, but it's newer to Nimble, provides you with a comprehensive table of scheduled and completed activities. The table columns can be configured right here to quickly see which data is important to you, and you can also export activities from this screen. So you'll be able to select the team members. Oops. You'll be able to select the team members that you can run the report for on the left-hand side. You can also click which activities you want to see specifically and select the time frame on the right-hand side of the screen right here. So if I wanted to just see my colleagues, I can look at that, see what the status is. If I wanted to just see mine, I could do that as well. Or if I want to see both. Okay, so to export the report, you would just click on the export button on the top, so right here. And then you could choose the time frame that you export it for. So let's move on to deals. You can use the deals feature in Nimble. Okay, well, you can use the deals feature in Nimble to manage sales opportunities, marketing projects, regular projects, renewals, and more. So you don't have to be a salesperson to enjoy the pipelines feature. The account owner can delegate permissions to different users to be able to configure and create pipelines. So to create a new pipeline, you would go to the Customize Pipelines button at the top. And to create a brand new one, you would click the Add Pipeline button right here. So, wow, it's already March. That's insane. So you would name it, and then you can click into it and add as many stages as you want. So stage 1, and you can limit the amount of days that are in a stage. You can also add a range. And you could just keep going, and you can customize them however you want to. So when you go back to the main tab view right here, you can select to see the list of your deals in a pipeline or a list as well. To create a new deal, you would select new deal in the top left-hand corner. From there, you can name the deal, relate the deal to multiple contacts and companies, add the valued amount to the deal. You can also schedule an expected close date, project the probability of closing, and you can also choose the beginning stage of your deal. You can also export your deals from Nimble by clicking on this export button right here. So you can export all deals, you can only export active ones, your won deals, or your lost ones, or who you're, if they're assigned to a specific team member. So let's go to the Reports tab. Nimble enables you to build reports for specific time pipelines for your team as a whole or by individual user during any time period you select. So you can choose from one of our preset time periods, or you can use the calendars at the top of the page right here to set your own. So the dashboard view is where you can view yourself and your team members' deal progress at a glance. The forecasted deals will show you all future deal outlooks, which you can sort by 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, or any specific time interval that you want. The Deals History tab is where you can view all the historic deal results, sorting by time intervals. So these are most of the main features in Nimble, and again, as I promised, I want to take a look at how you can use the Nimble Prospector browser extension, which really sets us apart from other CRMs because not a lot of them have such a robust browser extension. Some of them might have a Gmail integration or something like that, but Nimble really truly works everywhere for you on the web. So let's get started. So Nimble Prospector is a browser extension, and it's available on Firefox, Chrome, Microsoft Edge, and soon again on Safari. So it works on any website, in any third-party cloud-based application, and on any social media platform. So let's try it on LinkedIn. So, okay, you would just bring it up via right here. So the Nimble Prospector will allow you to create new records and update existing ones straight from LinkedIn. All you have to do is hover over any hyperlinked name on LinkedIn, and it's working. I think it's my internet, honestly. Okay, so it's bringing up this contact record, and then I could add this contact to my database. I can see more information on her. I can see her other social media accounts. The Smart Summary tells me where she works. So yeah, I can add her. And then it starts building this profile. And from there, I could tag her. I can start using the lead fields. If I had any past interactions, it would start tracking them. You can also pull it up by, let me see. If you were to do it from their profile, because it's not hyperlinked, you would just have to highlight it and it would do the same thing for you. So Nimble also works on any company website. So let's go pick on Microsoft. So you could open it on any website as well, company website rather, and it will either bring up an existing contract record or automatically create a new one for you. So you can also use the extension in an About Us section where when prospecting to help you add people's information into your Nimble database. So you can also use it in Outlook if you have the add-in. There it is. So if you have it in your Outlook, you could just click on it right here. And it'll start building contact records for you. Let me see if I could find a better example. Wednesdays are hard for everybody, apparently, so including software. Well, when it does decide to work, it'll pull up a contact record for, yes, ha, thank you for not making a liar out of me. So after you install the Nimble Outlook add-on, you'll be able to just click on that icon and the top right-hand corner to bring it up. So if you open it up in an email from a person you already have an existing contact record for in Nimble, you'll be able to update the record as well as mark the contact as important. You can set a stay in touch reminder. You can create notes, tasks, deals, and all that good stuff. And you can also see the interaction history. So if you're using the Nimble Outlook add-on for the web version of Outlook, it's slightly different. So instead of being able to just click on the Nimble icon, you'll have to click on the three dots of an email, scroll down the menu, and then select the Nimble add-on. So if you're using Chrome, Nimble Prospector browser extension, the Gmail extension will automatically appear in your inbox. So, oh yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Thanks for reminding me, Google. So I clicked into this email and you can see I didn't have to bring up anything from the extension. It just started doing it for me. So that covers both the Nimble app as well as the Nimble Prospector browser extension. So before we get into questions, I just wanted to talk about the next webinars that we have. We actually have one tomorrow that's about how 5 ways introvert entrepreneurs can grow their business using social media, which I think that a lot of people might find interesting. I personally am an introvert, so I will be listening in the background as well. On the 24th, so next week, we will do contact import, organization, and cleanup strategies. And then next Thursday, we will have another influencer webinar about what makes Nimble the perfect CRM for law firms. So if you're into that sort of thing, I would definitely check it out. I know it's a little bit nichey. And then the week after that, we're going to be doing another one of these CRM general overviews. Also, we have a special offer for new users. So if you sign up today, you get 30 days of Nimble for free. So you just go to nimble.com/offers/webinar30 and you can start your 30-day trial for free. So if you're already in trial, which I know some of you were, you can definitely feel free to reach out to us at care@nimble.com and we will extend your trial for you. So time for questions. So let me just get my doc all set up. Bill is asking, when sending an email through Nimble, can I add my customized signature? So yes, you can. Let me go back to the app. And then you would go to settings. And then you would go to email settings. And then you can create your signature from there. Bill's also asking, I imported LinkedIn contacts and they all came in, I think, but they all start with null. Did I not do something? So to import LinkedIn connections via CSV, you should follow the instructions that come up when you go to networks and imports, and it'll tell you what you need to do right here. I'm not sure if that's what you followed it. So under get a copy of your data, you would select want something in particular, and then connections to receive the email containing the CSV file of your LinkedIn contacts. So if that doesn't help, I would definitely reach out to care@nimble.com because we definitely don't want you to start Nimble having a bad database experience. So they'll definitely be able to help you out a lot more. I like all your questions, Bill. Can the stage funnel pipeline be customized for activities only without any financial goals, just steps to acquire a client? That's a good question. I think that it's mostly deal related. It's not, I think that because there's like money or like amounts to it, I think that that only applies to the stage funnel. But I'll definitely, well, yeah, actually, because you can see like if people are in the closing process, you can see if they're still reviewing a proposal or qualifying. So it kind of just depends on which pipeline you decide to use it for. So you can see like it's going to tell you the dollar amount if you have it associated with it. But you can still see it like based off of like what you're asking, what you can do. Like you can see how many people are in the introduction phase, how many meetings are complete, how many are scheduled, follow-up sent, so stuff like that. Russ is asking, where can I find replays of the last week's and this week's webinars? So we'll send a recording after the webinar is over for this webinar. And then you can also find the replays of last week's by going to our YouTube channel. I think Nadia might have shared a link to it already, but if you don't mind just dropping that again, that would be fantastic. Okay. I have 3 businesses. How do I completely separate them in Nimble? I'm not really sure I know what you're asking, but I think that you would have to have a different account per business. But definitely reach out to care@nimble.com and they'll definitely help you out with that. To be in Facebook. How do I this? I would have to see what you're talking about, Renee. This might also be a better thing for Care to help you with. So I would definitely reach out to care@nimble.com. And I do daily Q&A sessions at 9 a.m. Pacific. And you can ask to be unmuted, or if you're the only person in the session, then they'll just have a one-on-one with you. And they can definitely help you from there. We also offer one-on-one onboarding sessions that you can schedule a time that works for you. So if you can't do 9 a.m. Pacific, you can set a time on a calendar that works for you, and they will definitely help you out. So Nadia, if you don't mind sharing that Calendly link, if you have it on hand, that'd be great. We'll also include it in the follow-up email. David is asking, I'm just getting started, but when I use the extension, how can you tell if someone is already in Nimble? How you creating a contact rather than supplementing an existing record? Well, firstly, Nimble will always merge duplicates based on each. So you don't have to worry about that too much. So let's just go back to LinkedIn and I'll show you what it looks like if someone's already in your database and who isn't. So I think I added her during the demonstration. So this person's not in my Nimble yet. So because of that, I have the option to add her as a contact. So once I do that, is when you can start seeing the profile being built. But I know I have John in my account, so let me just pick on him to show you how that would work if he was already in it. Boop. So because John's already in my account, it doesn't give me the option to add him, and I can already see everything that I've already done with John, the smart summary, our interactions, the deals, and all of that good stuff. So essentially, if someone's not in your Nimble CRM, you would have the add contact button. If they were, it would just pull up the already existing contact record. Okay, it doesn't look like we have any more questions. So, and if you do have any more questions, if anything pops up after the fact, definitely feel free to reach out to us at care@nimble.com, and we are more than happy to help you out. And thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to take advantage of that exciting offer that we were talking about, or signing up for the next training webinars if you wanted to. So have a great rest of your day.